So ducks. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful day. There's not a cloud in the sky. 84 degrees. I was so tempted today to tilt the camera out towards the road, but obviously I don't want people to walk by me on camera without consent, but it's that nice of a day. I just want to be outside. What up, latitude? What up, rebel? Fright. I see you, Dax. We're doing another super tough workout today. I mean, we have to. I woke up, I have I don't know if it's a good or a bad habit yet, of whenever I wake up super tired and sore, to just say, okay, well, we're going to do a workout that's going to be extremely uncomfortable. Because I would probably say to myself it's considered overtraining, because my body would definitely benefit from a rest day. But I have a couple scheduled, so I can power through till then. But we're doing more thrusters. As if we didn't do enough yesterday, we're going right back to them. Should be fun. I don't think that has anything, I don't think an Adderall would help you at all with physical strength, straight up. Let's go, Sebastian. I think if anything, an Adderall would probably hurt your ability to perform physically. You just get your heart rate jacked. That doesn't help at all. Being focused would be, usually you're pretty focused. As soon as your body's introduced to pain at all, you get real focused real soon. What up, ZZ? If you know how to use pain, I guess. I guess the best way to put it, your mind definitely speeds up when you're introduced to pain. Whether you use it as focus or to space out and run away from where you're at is up to you. Let's go, Sebastian. Get after it. But, like I said, my shoulders are fried. I did the filming or whatever for, isn't that what pre does? Depends on how much caffeine you have in it. And a lot of the stuff in a pre-workout is not just for that. There's actually ingredients in it for muscle endurance, blood flow, strength. So I would not say that. It depends on your caffeine tolerance, but the only thing that would jack up your heart rate would be the caffeine. But there's a lot more in pre-workouts than just that. What up, Crucify? Like I said, as if we didn't get enough thrusters yesterday, today we did 100 thrusters, 10 rounds. Today we're doing 50 in 10 rounds, so half the amount. How's the yoga helping? It's amazing. Without yoga, I'd probably be twice as sore as I am right now. What ingredients help with endurance and strength and whatnot? There's a few staple ingredients that you should be looking for in a pre-workout besides caffeine. Caffeine is one I like caffeine, some people don't, whatever. There are stim-free pre-workouts. Creatine, beta-alanine, citrulline are probably the top 3 that you should look for in a pre-workout, and they should have 5 grams of creatine about. Some have less, some have more, but 5 grams is pretty standard. 3.2 grams of beta is the clinically tested dose. More is usually better with beta until it upsets your stomach. You have to find that amount for you. Citrulline, I would say 6 grams is probably the best dose. I think that's the clinically tested dose. It's either 4 or 6. So right there, that's already a pretty decent sized scoop with just those 3 ingredients. But those 3 are about as good as it gets. There's quite a few other ingredients that you'll find in pre-workouts. Peak ATP is one that they say helps with endurance and strength. I actually really like Peak ATP. I think it's it's not monk fruit extract, it's some fruit extract. And every single time that I take it, I always feel very good. So I know that my body likes Peak ATP. What else do we got in them? There's more than just one thing for blood flow. Citrulline is just, arginine is an amino acid. Citrulline is an amino acid. Citrulline is the already broken down, evolved form, I guess you could say, of arginine. And your body also counters arginine with diarginine, so people think that as soon as you take arginine, your body immediately pumps out diarginine to counter it, so usually citrulline is the better go-to over arginine. Which I'll weigh 220. Are they mostly safe to take? Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's going to depend. But most people take pre-workouts, I would say, Caffeine is probably the one that you need to just be the most careful about with the amount of caffeine that you take. 200 milligrams is a pretty decent dose. The problem with it is you get used to it and adapt to caffeine so quickly. So, 200 milligrams. After a month of use of 200, you're going to need to increase that. Anybody who's had caffeine knows you just need more and more coffee. More and more pre-workout. So you got to be smart with it to get the same effects. But the creatine, make sure you're hydrated. Beta-alanine, you're going to tingle. That's when people are like super itchy, they think that it's niacin. It's not. It's the beta-alanine in the pre-workouts. It gives you a real tingly, prickly feeling. But it's one of the best for fighting the burn of a muscle mid-set. It's probably the best ingredient for it. But you just have to adapt to the beta. What up, Match? I need to get, here's the thing, I literally need to get, or write on the wall, or put duct tape on the wall, big enough letters so you guys can see I'm 5'10" to 20. It's like the hands down most commonly asked question during the workout streams. Hear this every time I put a new one. I have been taking pre-workouts and beta-alanine for, wow, 15 years, straight up. 15 years I've been taking them, and I don't get the itch anymore. So eventually it does go away. No matter what dose I take of it, I don't itch. And that's just from years and years and years of taking it. So it does go away. I need to really warm up my shoulders for this one. Some more thrusters. More thrusters. Been working at a CrossFit gym for years I did, yeah. For years I did. I'm full bulk. Well, I'm trying to lose about 20 pounds, dude. I got 20 pounds to lose, I think. I'll be pretty shredded at 200. Do I just do bodyweight stuff? Well, we're doing 55-pound thrusters. I have a barbell that I'm working on getting plates for, and then we'll start incorporating that. But dude, if you're a heavier guy, bodyweight's all that you need. Trust, bodyweight's all you need. I mean, me doing pull-ups at 220 pounds is no joke. It is not easy. We got these flies in here, little gnats. So most of the time I'm doing bodyweight stuff because I feel like you can take calisthenics so far. You can take calisthenics so far. Especially upper body wise. And then I want to be good at running, jumping, strong, balanced. So calisthenics and yoga will probably be the base of my training for the majority of my life at this point. I've just fallen in love. You like the dad calves? What's funny is in my bodybuilding days, my calves were one of my weaknesses compared to, I have thick legs and glutes. So it's all about symmetry and proportion in bodybuilding. So some body parts need to keep up or catch up with others. And for me, my calf width this way, and then how deep it was that way, could never keep up to how thick my hamstrings or big my quads were. So it was always something that I had to work on. I would train calves 5-6 times a week, straight up. Every single time I would go to the gym, I would train calves, and they just barely grew. And then as soon as I got overweight, and then started walking and rucking, they grew. So I still am standing by hands down, the best way to grow your calves is to walk or ruck with weight on your back. Or if you are overweight, just walk, they'll grow. He's the I mean, I was, to be fair, I was. They really do. Calves require so much stimulus. That's what I'm saying. Like the people who, the best example, the example that I always like to give is, or just like in general, when we're talking about, okay, who has the best arms, who has the best shoulders in the sports world is gymnasts. Gymnasts have god tier arms and shoulders. Who's got the best back? It's the ollie lifters, right? Who has the best calves? It's not usually lifters. It's not usually sprinters. Unless you're talking about bike sprinters, those guys have freakish legs. It's the overweight middle-aged dads. Without fail, every single time, if you see some overweight middle-aged dad walking into Walmart with his mid-cut socks and his short khaki shorts, his calves are jacked, and you're just like, this dude doesn't hit the gym. You know, like there's no way. It's because his calves have to carry around 270, 280, 300 plus pounds every day walking. That is what calves need to grow. You need weight on your back and you need a ton of reps. So that's what I do. I rock. And it works, like I said, better than anything that I've ever done for calves. Rock. Calves genetics, yeah, largely, but you can overcome genetics in a lot of different ways. So, like I said, I don't think that I have good calf genetics at all. I really don't. But you can force growth if you figure out how to grow them. And everybody reacts differently to different ways of training. So for me, like I said, I just found that rucking is hands down the best way to grow calves, and I feel like my calves have grown more in the past year than in the past decade, is what it is. Oh, okay. If you were here for yesterday's workout, we did which is 10 rounds of 10 thrusters, and it's supposed to be 10 ring push-ups. I substituted those for dips. And so yeah, I mean, my shoulders are completely fried from that yesterday. I did like just the recording, what if I goes, for Instagram and whatnot, and I did like a couple thrusters, and I was like, whew, today's gonna suck. So I'm looking forward to it. How this workout's called Holbrook. It's another hero WOD. 10 rounds again, 5 thrusters, not 10. I'll take that. I know that I can do 5 unbroken every single time. I did 10 unbroken every single time yesterday. Instead of dips, it's pull-ups. So we're pulling, not pushing today. And then after the pull-ups, 100-meter sprint, and I didn't write it down, but it's followed by a 1-minute break. That's scheduled in. So how I think they want it to go is unbroken, give it all that you have, recover. So I have 100 meters measured out where I'm gonna sprint to, and then I'm gonna walk back, which will take about a minute. And then when I get back, that's when I'll write down the time, and then I'll immediately get back into it. So I'm not going to be able to do a 10 by 10 on pull-ups unbroken. I don't think. I'm trying to think of how long this is going to take. You know what? There's a small chance. I don't think so. I don't think it's smart if I try to do a 10 by 10 unbroken. I know that I can do 10 obviously for probably 3 or 4 sets, but if I redline on set 4 on pull-ups, then I'm screwed. So probably the smart thing would be like 5 pull-ups, step back, breathe, do like 5, 10 breaths, and then jump back up and do another 5 into the sprint. But I don't want to, at the same time, I want to push myself to a point where on these, like rounds 7, 8, and 9 shouldn't be faster than rounds 1, 2, and 3. I want to try to keep a semi-consistent pace with just nothing left at the end. Is kind of my goal. I'm not 100% sure on what the time will be. Thrusters aren't going to take long. Pull-ups, if I split them up, 45 seconds maybe, a minute. Probably 2 minutes a round. Well, if I'm including the 1 minute break, 2.5 minutes a round is my guess. That's my guess. Because like I said, we're including the 1 minute walk back after the 100-meter sprint. What up, Kaleidoscope? What up, Moach? What up, Canyon? Get a radio mic? A radio mic. Hey, there we go, match. Let's get it. Okay, dogs. Let me do a little bit more for shoulder warm up because my shoulders are so sore from yesterday. Not yet, audio or audacious, not yet. I will, but not yet. Start of the weekend, right? Saturday. Heck yeah, where's the Lions flag? I gotta get one, huh? I am ready. Bruised knees. No, every time that I put my knee down on this black mat, it just picks up stuff, so. I am ready for the pain of today. I am ready for the pain of today. So, just to reiterate, to go over the game plan. 10 rounds, 5 thrusters, 10 pull-ups, 100-meter sprint, 1 minute break is scheduled in that I didn't write down. So I'm gonna go through all of this, have the 100 meters marked out, I'm gonna walk back, which will take about a minute. I'll time it, make sure it takes a minute. As soon as I get here, I'm gonna give you the time after that, with that 1 minute break included, and then start the next round. We got 10 rounds. This is going to be a, this one's gonna hurt for sure. Which we need. Are we ready? Are we ready? Beautiful outside. I'm looking forward to the runs. Well, sprints, I guess I should say. Okay, let's go, homies. If you're doing it with me, good luck. Three, two, one. I feel good on pull-ups. I know I can do 10 unbroken, but for how many sets is the thing? We'll just, we'll keep rest short. The sprint is like 85% effort. Come on, baby. 2 more. Come on, man. You're fine. Come on, man. Oh. Whew. Let's go. Everything. Oh man, my lower back actually is getting really tight on the sprints. That's why we do it. Identify a weakness. Oh man. 23:58. I said initially what I thought was going to be the time per round was 2:30, which I was around the entire time. So also I didn't start super slow. My first 5 rounds were pretty good. Then I slowed down rounds 6 through 10, but only by like an average of 6-7 seconds. Basically the pull-ups. I'm pretty sure this is where I started breaking up pull-ups into 5-3-2 instead of 5-5. The first time I split to, I believe, round 6, I did 5, felt good. And then I thought I was going to easily go to get 5. And then rep 3, I just felt like the red line creep. I was like, no. Back off. Keep the pace. Allergies, try local honey, dude. Just trust me on that. Google local honey near me. Go buy it right now. Take a tablespoon a day, and in a week, you'll be able to jog. Oh man, I think it was round 3 or 4. It's hot. It's hot. On the way back on the walks, I was just taking off my hat, like, cool down a little bit. That felt as good as I wanted it to, though. I feel good. It hurt. I gave it everything I had. That's what I was looking for, though. Oh man, I don't want to sit down. With the way that my back is super tight, I'll just stretch it out. It's the combination of thrusters and then sprinting. My lower back is pretty tight. Oh, but thank you all for hanging out. Let's go, dude. Let's go Crucify. Let's go Stock. Grievous. Puke and Riley. Oh, man. Oh, crack. Write my own programs. Well, this is a hero WOD. So this is a workout that they do probably once a year, once every other year in the CrossFit gyms. Named after a fallen hero, Holbrook, today. I'll write like a little thing on Instagram. After good Ode, how are you doing? After thrusters yesterday we did the same weight with thrusters, but we did double the amount. That actually helped today. Even having done 100 thrusters with the same weight yesterday, they felt so easy today. They felt so easy. Doing like 5 instead of 10 with more break. It was like a break. The thrusters were legitimately a break today. This is just the pull-ups. This is what I was thinking. Heck yeah. You can see what I eat on Instagram, BP. Iron on Twitch. I have it all listed out. This is actually a perfect example of American football shape. A perfect example of the type of shape that you need to be in for American football. Because it's literally sprint, recover for a minute. Or 30 seconds. Sprint, recover. And that's what this workout was. It was like a perfect, if you play American football, perfect workout for it. Really. Yeah, sprint, recover. So, like I've said before, I'm not an endurance athlete. As you can probably tell, I'm not built for long distances. I'm built for sprints. I've always been like a power athlete. So workouts like this are like my bread and butter. Where it is just like sprint. I need my fast twitch muscles to recover really quickly. And then I have a minute for them to recover and get ready for the next one. It's kind of my wheelhouse type workout. Anything with a planned rest period. Oh, what's foods to avoid? Anything processed. Stick to the outside of the grocery store, dude. The inside of the grocery store in America will kill you slowly. Someday, Ted. Rugby is that's a man's sport for sure. What a banjo. Real chicken. Well, Yeah, there's something to be said. I've spoken about this quite a bit on stream. Something to be said about the animal that you eat. I'm a meat eater. I've tried to go vegan for a year, and I felt terrible. As soon as I started eating meat again, I felt so much better. And it's not for everybody. Everybody's different, but for me, I need meat. And the quality of the life of the animal that you eat matters. I'll say that again. The quality of the life of the animal you eat matters. So if you are eating 80-20 beef from Walmart, I know that it's the cheapest right now, I understand. But the life that that animal lives is awful. They don't get to walk. They're pumped full of drugs. They're depressed the entire time. It matters. If you find like a local farm that raises cows that they like actually care for and love, and they live a good life, they pass on their genetics, they have a death that's not long and dragged out after, like I said, they've lived a good life, that matters, dude. Same thing with like hunting. If you take an elk out in the mountains, the life that that elk had to live is so much harder than the life that you had to live, or that any animal that you've eaten before it has to live. It matters. The chickens, the eggs that they hatch, if they're just pumped full of chemicals, they live on 8-hour day cycles, and so that they can pump out more eggs, and they're confined to a little teeny tiny cage. That matters. Like, stay away from that stuff. I know that it's so much more expensive to eat, but you're paying for the quality of life of another living thing, so it's worth it. It's worth it. You can be pro meat eater and anti-cruelty. For whatever reason, vegans, a lot of them just don't get it. Well, most of the time they're attaching their ego to something that they got nothing else going on, but not all of them. I'm just saying that you know what I'm talking about. This isn't just a rant that I can't stand certain people. It's just like there's a balance somewhere. The quality of the animal, the quality of the life of the animal you eat matters. That's it. A little mushroom trip alone in the woods. Oh man, that felt good. I needed this today, man. Like I said, I woke up so sore, so tight, so tired. I slept okay, you know. But these are like the workouts that I need on these days. Yep, fish is a good one too, except you gotta make sure that it's not fish raised in like a, you know, tiny little overpopulated, whatever you want to call it. Fish farm, yeah, stay away from those. It's littered with diseases. What's my recovery like after this session? I'm gonna go ruck. Recovery is I got decent leg genetics. My recovery is move and eat and sleep. So I'm gonna go ruck for 3 miles in the sun. Make sure I hydrate up before I do it. I'm probably gonna eat before I do it as well. Get like 120 grams of carbs, 100 grams of protein, 70 grams of fat, like a huge meal, and then just go move. That's like 75-80% of my calories in the day right there. Is post-workout for recovery. And then I know I'm gonna need, after that ruck, probably post-stream or right before the next stream, I'll do a shoulder yoga, focus on shoulders. Because they're so tight. Thanks, Savage. Big push sets, let's go, dude. Yeah, I agree, BP, I agree. How heavy is the ruck? 40 pounds. 40 pounds. I got a pack with 10 pounds of sand and a 30-pound dumbbell. Did you like yoga from the start? I started yoga when I was like way out. I've gotten out of shape and then back in shape like 3 different times. This is the 3rd time I've done it. Right? Second. This is the 2nd time I've done it, where I've gotten really out of shape from life choices, and then I've gotten really in shape. I'm not there yet, but I will be. And yoga was what I started with on the first time back. The first time back into it. I started with yoga for like months. And yeah, I liked it because it was just moving, dude. I went from like not moving at all. And then once you just kind of get in the, like yoga sucks when you first start it because you don't even really get it yet. It takes you a couple months to get it where you're not breathing at the beginning. Your breath is so important in yoga. And once again, when you're first starting, you're just fighting getting into the positions. You don't know what you're really supposed to feel. Not yet. But once you kind of, also don't like be such a stickler with like the position needs to look like the instructor. Everybody's at a different place. So just get into a position that is comfortable but challenging. No sharp pain, but a good like stretching type pain. Not pain, you know what I mean? So Sean Vigue, BP, SEANVIGUE. If you follow me on Instagram, I tweet out which yoga I do every day. Any martial arts? No, I plan on doing BJJ though in the near future. Stretching yourself is enough. Yeah. If you just want to stretch, it's just you need to focus on mobility and flexibility. If you know the right stretches to stay flexible, then heck yeah. I'm gonna show you way 220 PR on push-ups. Oh, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I could probably get close to 100. But chest has always been like my strongest body part. Train for something in particular, the end of the world wrench. If I need to rely on my fitness for my life, basically, and then Emma's life. So, the ultimate why. And I love it, dude. That has a lot to do with it. I love it. I like the feeling of round 7, I'm addicted to. Definitely addicted to the feeling of round 7. Where you just have a choice. Or, round 7, well, I mean, you could say you had a choice earlier than that, but round 7, you have a choice. You can slow down and take shortcuts, or you can just put your head down and keep moving. Not training for bikini season? Oh, you got me, dude. Yeah, for sure, BP. America. Okay, I'm gonna get inside here. I'll catch up on subs, resubs, YouTube chat, and then we'll end it and go from there. Oh man. I don't want to sit down. See dogs on the other side. Boom. Any before and after pics where you did 30-hour streams and now? Yeah, actually. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. I'll probably post it on Instagram though, as part of like a reel that I'm working on. Not like, I'm not gonna post on like Twitter or something like that. I have like a plan for it. You guys are dope though. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I love this, man. Like I said, I'm so addicted to the feeling of round 7. I'm so addicted to the feeling of round 7. I need it to be my best self. 100%. If I don't get that, like in Warzone 1, there's things that can supplement it for me throughout my life. Like the feeling in Warzone 1 of being, I used to say it during the Verdansk days, 18 hours in on a 3-game win streak. Like, it's so difficult to focus because you're just sleep deprived and you've been going for so long. And you have to clutch up. Like, that was the feeling that supplemented that for me. So when Warzone 2 came out and the game was just straight garbage, I just got so frustrated, man. Like, very clearly not my best self at all, in a lot of different ways. And I lived in that for too long, way too long. I just kind of put all of my energy into Emma. And I mean, that's fine, right? But you need to take care of yourself too, so I can be there for her and be good for her entire life. And I neglected myself for a long, long time. But being able to supplement that feeling, I need that round 7 feeling, dude. It makes me feel alive. Makes me feel alive. Anything in your day after the round 7 feeling is easy. Zoc Zombie, thank you for the 20 months. It's getting serious, dude, always. And Crucify, thank you for the gifted. Grateful for you, homie. Thank you so much for the gifted. Let's freaking go. What up, Mark? What up, day one? Is that the reason your name's Iron? It is. My original round 7. Today was a 10-round workout. On round 7 is where it got extremely difficult. You know, where it's just like you start failing, you start redlining, your heart rate's super jacked up, and you have that choice. Do I keep pushing or do I like ease off the gas? And the answer every time is you just keep pushing. That's what I mean by that round 7 feeling. You need to get to a point where it's extremely difficult and I need to make that decision when it's not easy to make. That's what the round 7 feeling means. Those pull-ups third Raptor got pretty tough. Those pull-ups got pretty tough. I started at like round 6. Like the first 5 were easy after like the 1.5-minute break of the sprint and then the walk back, but it redlined quickly. No, they're not, Master Jack. Pull-ups at 135 pounds and 180 pounds are not the same. So I'm 220 right now, and part of the reason for me wanting to get down to 200 is calisthenics will get significantly easier. I'm basically doing everything right now with a weighted vest on compared to the weight that I'll be at in 6 months. You know, I'm literally doing workouts with a weighted vest. So you're doing it with a big time weighted vest. Let's go, Smith. What up, Mike? For some reason, I thought I was skinny. Man, I feel like from just my neck, you could probably tell that I wasn't a skinny fellow. Chunky, I could understand that one. What up, Grump? Lightweight, baby. Much love, Native. You're dope, dude. Yeah. I want your kids to have to keep up with me. I feel that 100%. Using tempered IRL. Yeah, I think I've told the story a few times on stream. The amount of bulk. No, I'm trying to cut, dude. Bulking's not. I can look at food and bulk. I was able to take my dad at 15. Is when I could take my dad. There's no shot my kids stand a chance until they're 23, 24, 25. And they better put in, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. They'll have my genetics, so they'll probably be able to put on some weight. But there's no way. Sorry, Dad. There's no way I'm letting my son take me at 15. Unless I break both of my legs every single year from here on out, and then still. What's my PRs for what? And well, I guess for like the powerlifting type numbers in high school, I benched 315. This is all like at a meet, so like lower slowly and then wait for somebody to say press, squat below parallel, deadlift, hold at the top so they say good. But 475 dead, 420 squat, 315 bench, and I have not maxed out since then, but I've done higher weights than those. Like not like I've done like 405 for like a set of like probably 6 to 8 in my bodybuilding days, or 315 for like a 10x10 with short rest periods. So I've been way stronger. But it was during bodybuilding. There's no point in even coming close to your 1 rep max if you're trying to do bodybuilding style training. Like 5, 6 is the lowest on the rep range that you should go. Well, I mean that's a little bit different, Angel. That's a little bit different. If you're there's like this I saw this funny Instagram reel where it was like this female, she was a mom, I believe, who has been lifting for like 5-6 years, and she's just like, I'm so happy that I've dedicated 5-6 years of my life to be able to now be as strong as a teenage boy who's lifted for 6 months. It just kind of is what it is. Like, there's no shame in that. There's a difference between men and women, and we each have our strengths, you know? Thank you for the sub as well, Angel. I appreciate that. Much love. Did I use enhancements? Yeah, when I was bodybuilding, I took steroids when I was 20. If you're familiar with the bodybuilding scene, and all I took was test enanthate, 250 milligrams per week for 12 weeks. And then I had Clomid, I believe, which is like a breast cancer drug, but it makes it so you don't get gynecomastia, which is like one of the worst side effects you can get from testosterone. But if you're familiar with bodybuilding, if you want to step on the Olympia stage, if you want to be a professional, it's not an option on if you can take performance enhancing drugs or not. You need to abuse them. You can't just take them. You need to take them at higher doses than anybody would ever even imagine that you're taking them. So I was just like, okay, that's what I want to do. I'm going to just start off with test, figure out how my body reacts to it, and then continue to add compounds from there. I only ever did test. I didn't do anything after that, and that was when I was 20 years old. But I mean, I've always been honest about that. I'm not trying to hide that I did it or not. And if I ever get on TRT, I'll tell you guys, like, there's no point in lying about that. I would always get upset back, even when I was doing it, because back then it was not like popular to tell the truth about it for whatever reason. It was the big like marketing scam in supplements, because there was so much misinformation out there regarding supplements that people would see a professional bodybuilder and be like, oh, he takes Celtec. If you guys remember Celtec, you know what I'm talking about. It was $70, $80. It was literally creatine monohydrate and sugar. You could have made a tub this big for $5, and they were charging $70, $80 for it. And they were doing that because they had Jay Cutler on the cover in a crazy edited post-show thing saying that he put on 30 pounds with Celtec. It was all a marketing scheme. So I hated that everybody lied about it back then, so I made sure that I was honest about it from the beginning. Beef, thank you for the 30 months, homie. You're dope. Appreciate you a ton. Heard about the enhanced games. Yeah, somebody wanted to sponsor that. That's actually, I mean, I'm actually all for that. I kind of like it. I think that they should do, there should be strict doctor supervision, though, because people are just going to take it to the point where they die. You have to think of the athletes that you're talking about competing. They're all hyper type A athletes that will literally do anything. People are just going to be dying left and right if you say, hey, it's a free-for-all. It just needs to be blood work. It needs to be shown, doctor supervision throughout the entirety of the Olympic Games if they want to do a PED Olympic Games. It just needs to be strictly doctor supervised and 100% see-through, because as soon as they just say, hey, anything's legal, you don't have to show anything, people are going to start dying just because of the type of human being that you're dealing with. They'll take it way too far. Holy cow, Big. You did 212. That's crazy, man. So you got 450-pound benches. No freaking joke. How was today's workout session? Awesome, Meeks. Awesome. Any pictures of my bodybuilding days? I mean, I know my mom does. I'll actually ask my mom for some wins. Growing up, my mom took pictures of everything, man. Everything. I hated it. It was just like, hey, you're breathing, smile. And I was so over it. So I probably tried to avoid pictures for most of that time period, but I'm sure that my mom took pictures, and I'm sure that there's something somewhere. But also at the same time, I didn't really see my family much when I was in my bodybuilding days. I was so dedicated and did it so unhealthily that there was no middle ground. I mean, if you guys can't tell, which I know most of you who know me, you already know, the winner survives. I mean, if we're straight up playing, like, gonna watch Gladiators, then I guess by any means necessary, right? But if you can't tell, I only have one gear. I don't know how to do things without giving it everything that I am. And if I am doing something, then I'm probably pouting about it. If it's not like a passion, I'm giving it everything that I am. I'm just like upset that I'm not doing what I'm passionate about. So with bodybuilding, I took it to the extreme, as obvious by my couple minutes ago, talking about my steroid use and then my eventual, what I wanted to be abuse of. You see bodybuilders nowadays dying at 40, 45 years old. I told my girlfriend at the time, I was like, I may not make it to 50 years old, but I'm okay with that. Like, I am okay with sacrificing my life to 100% reason to remember the name, to be a Mr. Olympia. I was okay with that. I was okay to die at 50 to be Mr. Olympia. I made that pact with myself. That was it. So that's really the only way that I know how to do anything. So when I was bodybuilding, I slept for years. I have journals, years worth of every single thing that I ate. Everything was weighed, everything was measured. I got 8 hours of sleep every single night. I never missed a workout, unless there was an injury, and then I was most likely still doing something. And I didn't see my family much, because the only thing that mattered to me, I lived 15 minutes from them and rarely saw them. I would see them on holidays, and I wouldn't eat the things that they eat. I would bring all my own meals. I would make sure that I got my sleep. I would leave so I could make sure that I got sleep, or make sure I could get a lift in. And holidays, if you guys are gym goers, holidays are the best times to go to the gym. There's no one there. So, yeah, I was not very happy with the way that I was living my life, like looking back on it. So my mom probably doesn't have a ton of pictures because I didn't see them much. I saw them, like I said, I lived 15 minutes from them, saw them a couple times a year because I was just so zoned that nothing else mattered. Papa Power, thank you for the year, homie. You're dope. I plan on doing BJJ native. I plan on starting my my BJJ journey within the next couple of years. I'm very excited for it. For me, it's going to be about finding the right gym or the right, whatever you want to call it, and the right people to train with, because I'm not, at this point in my life, I'm not trying to be I'm not going to say I'm going to be a black belt in 10 years. That's not what I'm going into it for. It's just another thing to challenge myself, and I want it to be a 20, 30 year journey, and something that I make a part of my life. I don't want it to be a 10-year sprint where it's all that matters to me. So I'm not trying to go in there and grapple with some 19-year-old with something to prove, who's way more experienced than me. You know what I'm saying? And just twists me into a pretzel and then rips off my shoulder. Like, I need to be in the right place to where the people that I'm training with understand and have similar goals as me, where they're most likely dads that have kids that after BJJ, they can't afford to be limping around. They need to chase their 5-year-old up and down slides, you know? Like, that's the kind of place that I need to be. So I need to be going to the Walmart parking lot. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. That's just the kind of people that I need to be surrounded by, you know, like other dads that have similar goals and aren't trying to, like, they don't have a chip on their shoulder and something to prove and rip off somebody's shoulder in practice, you know, like that's not what we're here for. My calorie intake, I have a slow metabolism, 2,400 calories, 24 is what I'm eating right now, which is a slight deficit. I know that probably sounds pretty crazy because I'm like 220. I do have a slow metabolism, but I actually like it. I'm taking the good with the bad, and my stomach feels so good all the time. Slight, yep. It's a slight deficit. That's what I'm saying. It's probably surprising me saying 24 is a slight deficit, but for me, that's a slight deficit. Yeah, I'm just trying to lose another 15, 20 pounds in the next 6 to 8 months. And I still need to be able, the reason why it's slight and not severe is because I need to be able to recover. Like, if the workouts that we're doing, I need to recover from that, dude. I can't, I can't be sore for 3, 4, 5 days. I take my recovery pretty seriously. So I make sure I always get my protein, and that's enough calories for me to recover if I'm smart on my active recovery days and when I take them, but still be able to lose some body fat. It's a very slow metabolism. Yeah, I agree. See you, Native. Did you have your diet listed somewhere? Yeah, Fourier. On Instagram, I have my diet listed. And the greens, I've constantly switched up the greens powder. It was, I think I answered you, Meeks. I've been switching up my greens powder. Right now, I take Vital Proteins. I just switched it up. I went from, I think it was Biome, Boihm was the brand I was taking. And I liked it. It tasted good. It was easy to get down. Vital Proteins doesn't taste quite as good, not as easy to get down, but has a little bit more ingredients in it. So I'm just trying it. I like it so far. I'm not gaming. I do 2 streams a day now. Tonight will be the gaming stream. But the gaming streams they're not Warzone 1 streams where they're 20, 30 hours long. You know, like, if you want to see what I'm passionate about, it's these streams in the morning. Like, this is where the Warzone 1 iron that everybody was just like, where did he go? Where did he go? He didn't go anywhere, dude. Real good, J-Bull. She's growing so fast, man. Growing so fast. Starting to put sentences together. Like purple flower, red. She knows her colors pretty well. She can actually count really well. She always skips 7, 8 on her way to 10. But she's starting to be like 2 birds. You know, 2 flowers.
She knows 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. Yay. I take Vital Proteins collagen as well. First thing in the morning, I take a plant-based protein and then collagen powder. And then, like I said, right now I'm going to go cook up like a pound of beef, like 120 grams of a chickpea pasta, and half an onion with some eggs. Like I said, that's the majority of my calories are post-workout. Any changes in recovery? You're 29, already feel a difference than when I was 25. You're benching 450 you're a beast, dude. What's your recovery like? Like, a lot of the times, like, life changes, dude. I don't know if from the difference between 25 and 29 lifestyle wise, if you were a lot more active when you were 25, if you have a kid, like which would increase stress levels and the amount of sleep that you get, how like much you can focus on yourself, you know, all of that changes. So I would say it's probably more lifestyle related than your actual testosterone or hormones changing too much. Like, I'm 31 and I feel better than I did when I was 25. Even if I was in better shape when I was 25, and that's what I'm trying to get back to. Within a year, I know that I'll be back to that. But I feel better because I've built a better base as far as my mobility and flexibility goes. Get back into it, Briggs. How you can keep the motivation there? Yeah, there's no such thing, dog. It's just discipline. Yeah, I made this. Somebody asked a very similar question yesterday, and I said, let's say you have a goal physique or a goal like 5K time that you want to make and get to, and you're starting from nothing. In between now and you accomplishing your goal, there's going to be 100 to 300 days where you don't have the motivation to do it. And if you want to accomplish it, it can't matter. So just throw motivation out the window. If you have it some days, awesome, use it. If you don't, then rely on the discipline that you've built up as a man. Health is more important than Warzone, yeah. No, I feel that, Angela. It's me trying to like keep up with my daughter as well, like. But I can understand at the same time, if you have a newborn, right? Like, let's say Big is talking, he's less energy now, less recovery when he's 29. If you have a 6-month-old at home, okay, well, right there, we figured out why. You know what I'm saying? You're probably not getting much sleep and stuff like that. But yeah, I would definitely agree that they make you more youthful, and if you choose to. Mark Bell's Steak Shake protein powder? No. Steak protein? That sounds interesting. But yeah, Brig, it's just about discipline, dog. Just do the work, and like, not every day has to be your greatest workout. Sometimes just going to the gym and going through some of the motions is enough. and sometimes you can get to the gym even if you feel terrible. You warm up on the treadmill or do some warm up dynamic stretches, do a couple sets, and all of a sudden you feel amazing. So just get yourself there. Discipline's all that matters. If you have inflammation due to working out, do you continue to work through it, or do you make sure to remedy? Well, most of your inflammation, Rice, is most likely from your diet, I would imagine. That's where the vast majority of people, the food that they consume inflames them an insane amount. So that's where I would start. Like right now, I am never inflamed. I work out hard, and there's a huge difference that I would say most people don't know. There's a huge difference between muscle soreness, tightness, and like an achiness where you're just like that level of sore, and inflammation. A huge difference. And if you're not familiar with your own body and how food influences you, it may be hard to figure that out. So I would say, if you want to be like super serious about it, eat meat and eggs. That's basically what a nutritionist is going to recommend to you if you go on a elimination diet where you eliminate all possible allergens that you could eat and that would inflame you, and then you slowly start adding things back in. That's basically what I did. Is meat and eggs are the majority of my diet. I have, like I said, plant-based protein in the morning. Right now I'm going to go eat meat and eggs, and I found a carb source that doesn't inflame me. It's a chickpea noodle, chickpea pasta, that every single time I eat it, my stomach doesn't bloat. I don't feel tired. I feel energized after I eat it, so I know that my body likes it. I might have to change it up in 6 months. You know, your body like changes constantly. But right now I know that my body reacts well to that carb source every single time. So finding carb sources that your body likes and utilizes and doesn't bloat you, and then staying away from foods that can cause, like number one, sugar is probably going to cause inflammation, most likely. So you don't have to stay away from carbs necessarily. You just have to find the right carb source. Yes, Monk, the Banza pasta. You just have to find the right carb sources, and I would say have them at the right times. Like I'm a big proponent of no carbs in the morning. I just like protein, just focus on getting protein first thing in the morning, and then I like my carbs post-workout to recover. And then I have a little bit of carbs in like the form of a bare naked granola mixed into Greek yogurt a couple hours before I sleep. That's literally it. If I just mentioned all the food that I ate, plant-based protein, beef, eggs, pasta, onion, Greek yogurt, granola. So I eat 7 things, nothing else. And I eat them at the same times every single day, the same amounts. When I need to lower my calories, I take out a little bit of the, to try to get my macros where I want them, but that's it. You just need to find the things that don't inflame you. And usually it's going to be red meat and eggs. Usually it's going to be red meat and eggs. If you did nothing but red meat and eggs for a week, you'd probably feel on top of the world, to be honest. And then just slowly add things in. Yeah, meat and eggs are the key, I think, at least. Let's see. Do I sneak a Twix? No, I don't crave anything like that, dude. My body's good at balancing blood sugar, so there's no like cravings. I don't have sugar cravings. If I do crave anything, it's only more protein. Like it'll be like more Greek yogurt at the end of the night. That's pretty much it. Let's see. Who are we ratting, dudes? Who are we ratting? What do I think about broccoli? I'm undecided on vegetables right now. I know I eat onions and I have a greens drink, but I'm just kind of undecided on vegetables if I want to like really add a lot of them in. Bear Grylls had like a saying, and then there's a lot of other things that kind of back up what I'm saying. But if you are a broccoli, right? Let's just think about broccoli and evolution here real quick. If you're a broccoli and you're sprouting from the ground, you don't have claws, you don't have teeth, you don't have the ability to run away. Your only defense against things eating you is to develop things that are poisonous to harm the things that are going to eat you. That's the only defense that you have. And all vegetables have a fair amount of like, I don't even know if the right word is carcinogens in them for that exact reason. It's just a defense mechanism so they can survive. So I feel totally fine. Well, animals have claws, you know? I feel totally fine not eating a ton of vegetables. At least I have onions. And I have a greens drink, but I don't eat a lot of broccoli or asparagus. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just saying probably listen to your body and see if your body likes it. Like it's probably the same thing as like carb sources is kind of how I see it. If you eat broccoli and then all of a sudden you're like super gassy and bloated and inflamed and you feel like you want to go to bed, probably don't eat broccoli. I don't think that your stomach likes it, you know? Same thing with asparagus. But if after you eat broccoli, your stomach like really likes it and you feel like it helps regulate you, you get energized from it, you feel better, heck yeah, add it in. I just think that it's probably a individual person genetics and your stomach biome decide a lot of that. But for me, like with not just like that one example that I gave with broccoli, it's just I feel totally fine not eating them, and I've never like noticed besides onions that I feel good after eating certain ones. So. And this is what I was going to say. Also, with a lot of the things too that they have to spray on these vegetables, unless you're growing your own, that might be your best way to do it, is grow your own vegetables. If you could do that and ensure that there's no poison sprayed on them, then it's probably as good as it gets right there. Straight up. Is the the pesticides and the GMO. That's where I was trying to go with it. If you can grow your own, you're probably fine. And then once again, you grow your own, eat them, see how your body reacts to it. You need to be very in tune with how your body reacts to things. But shouldn't be too hard once you get it. And then kind of go from there. But the stuff that is in grocery stores, the American grocery stores are going to kill you slowly is kind of their goal. Unless you stick to the outside of the store and you have a fair amount of knowledge, the food in America will kill you. Green drink, meat, eggs. Yeah, I'm right there with you. The fruit that I do have is only when I have my daughter, and it's strawberries and blueberries. That's about it. And then you got to go with the organic, none of that stuff, and then wash it off in apples in vinegar. The poisons break down in sun. So when you dry them off, like farmers markets, yeah, good call there. So if you like sun dry it, is that why they sun dry them? Probably not technological. Okay, so we kind of got off on a little tangent, which is totally fine. I love talking about this stuff. Am I going to play Warzone? My second stream of the day, I'm going to play Warzone. Right now, we're going to raid somebody in the health and fitness category. So we're just kind of passing around the love there, trying to get to know everybody because I plan on being here and grinding in it for a long, long time. It's time to change the game. Let's go. What was this guy's name? Dang it, I forgot. Olton. He looks like he's trying hard, dude. Passed over somebody giving it his all. Do you have a eat plan to show? Yep. Instagram, dog. Instagram. Tis Monk. Thank you for the sub, dog. You're dope. Making fitness. Yeah, in my garage, homie. Training for the end of the world, Warzone. Never seen Mythic Connection. That's where all the inflammation is at, Rice. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That's where it's all, like, the inflammation is pretty much all right there. And then make sure you're moving throughout the day as well. Take your recovery seriously. Like, when you work out and you're sore, don't do nothing the next day. Move. Am I in tier 2 now? No. Red with the 44 months. Love you, Red. Appreciate you always, man. Okay, we'll start the raid. Appreciate you always, Red. Red's a real one, dude. If you guys are fans of nature and birds in particular, go follow Red's Instagram. He takes some amazing pictures. It's so cool, dude. The older that I get, I don't know, I see all these memes about, like, the older that you get, or as a man hits 35, he needs to make a decision between if he wants to, you know, become a bird watcher or smoke meats. It's so true, dude. I find myself fascinated by birds all of a sudden. Trying to, like, learn them so I can teach Emma, like, listen for whatever. There's definitely something to that. The older that you get, the cooler birds are, man. I'm just saying. Anyways, I'll see you guys tonight. Tonight, and give me 4.5 hours. Like I said, I need to cook, eat, ruck, yoga, shower, and then we'll start it up. We old people. Anyways, go say hi to Olton. Be kind, be safe, be respectful, train hard, eat clean, dude. You guys are freaking dope. Thanks for everything. Let's get it. Peace.